Anyway, today, guys, this is like an impromptu episode. We are just recording because we wanted to talk about the Oscars.
Yes, very much so.
And the fact that my favorite movie of 2019 won the Oscar. Which one is that, Daniel?
Parasite. And it's funny because like I think we actually talked about this in another podcast because I think
we did.
Yeah, you were like, "Oh my God, Daniel, you have to watch this film." Blah blah blah. I never did.
Yes.
Until now.
I wasn't expecting you to.
I know. You were like, "You have to watch this film." Blah blah blah. And I do. The thing is, I do love I love movies in general. I just haven't. I never got around to watching it. I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm actually. Oh my God, what was I going to say? I'm excited that we're doing this like impromptu one because I think it's like,
I know.
It's good. We're talking about the Oscars. It's happened recently and there's some pretty exciting and big things that happened there. So, and not to mention that Rose's favorite film won several awards.
Yes, several. 4, I believe.
Yeah,
it was nominated, 4. I believe, for 6 and it won 4.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you guys that don't know, we talked about this in one of the first episodes that we recorded because I was really excited when I first watched this film. And it's basically a film. It's called Parasite. It's a South Korean movie. And it's by a very famous South Korean director. His name is Bong Joon-ho. And he also directed Okja. He also directed Snowpiercer and a bunch of like other very famous films. But this film in particular was basically just so fucking popular. Mm-hmm. And it was still like I think it won the Cannes Award or whatever. The Cannes Award. Is it Cannes or Cannes?
I think it's Cannes.
Right? In French.
Yeah. Because I don't think they pronounced the ES. I can't remember.
Anyway. Either way, it won like a bunch of awards and it was nominated for a bunch of Oscars. It was nominated for Best Screenplay. It won that. It was nominated for Best Best Director. It won that. It was also nominated for Best Foreign Film or Best International Film. It won that. And it also won Best Picture. And it is the first foreign language film to win Best Picture.
Yeah. Which I have to say, I mean, that's an amazing accomplishment. I think like that's phenomenal. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, props to the director. I mean, I did watch the film just last night. So it's really, really good. I actually really enjoyed it as well. It's not what I expected at all.
Right?
It was just so, it was so interesting, which we'll get into in a minute. But also, I just think one thing, in some ways, I think it's really amazing. And this is such a good accolade. But at the same time, and I don't know about you, but I have seen in my lifetime so many good international foreign films that aren't in native English but they're subtitled, and it kind of like hearing it I'm happy, but then at the same time I'm disappointed that in 92 years of the Oscars that no other foreign language films have ever won Best Picture. I mean, to me it's good that it seems like there's maybe a wave of change going now and people are starting to acknowledge more international films.
Yeah.
But I just think it's pretty shocking that no international film up to this point has won that.
I know, it's actually crazy. And they always complained about, a lot of people have complained about the Oscars being such a white man show kind of.
Yeah.
And then I think that's why I think finally things are starting to change a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm sure how you said, what, 92 years was it?
Yeah, so it was the 92nd Oscars award.
Okay.
So
92 years. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, because this is it takes place in the States, which I mean, even 50 years ago was still, and it still is on a lot of levels, quite racist. So there's still a bit of racism going on in the United States of America. So, it's shocking, but it's also not shocking. But it is shocking that it has taken this long for a foreign language film to win. Yes.
I mean, it is, and to me, it just it does blow my mind because don't get me wrong, Hollywood makes some great films, right? But there is so many other fantastic films made by other countries that don't happen to be in English, but you can subtitle them and it does shock me that, it's great. On one hand, I'm really happy and I'm this is amazing, especially for South Korea. Yeah. But then on the other hand, I'm why has no other international film that's not in native English language won ever Best Picture?
I mean, to be fair, I think back even 10 years ago when, I guess just films were not as accessible. They weren't playing, foreign films as much in, theaters. And now I think because of Netflix and internet and just like, the world is just becoming a little bit more, intertwined. And because of that, I think finally
and
we
accessible.
are seeing, yes. And now finally, even the white boys in Alabama can go and watch a film in another country's language.
That's true. Because if you think about it, like maybe like, oh God, like probably, well, actually it was kind of when we were growing up, like the only place that I really remember if you could watch a foreign film would be like at an independent theater or something. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be at like, Cineplex Odeon or anything like that. It would be at this designated like kind of indie area
that nobody goes to.
Exactly.
Other than like people that are into film.
Exactly.